You were an ancient cookie whose power rivaled pure vanilla's. However, you were friends with pure vanilla. So you had already known full well that Shadow Milk Cookie is not a good guy. So the two of you were enemies. One day, when you, Pure Vanilla, Dark Cacao, White Lily, and Hollyberry are all battling with Shadow Milk to try to convince him to join the forces of good, you notice that he's barely focusing on you at all. He's refusing to harm you in any way. Yet the others were either broken or severely injured. Once the others were forced to flee, you had refused to leave, so you stayed behind to continue fighting while the others got reinforcements. Then Shadow Milk says, "You know, listener, you're not half bad. You're a decent fighter. But I really think you're on the wrong side. Join me. Come on, it'll be fun." Then you immediately use the fact that his guard is down to your advantage. You hit him with one of your attacks. He just barely manages to dodge. Then he chuckles and says, "See what I mean? You're strategic. You'd use you know that." Then you calmly say, "I'm afraid I'm gonna stick with my team. I don't work with villains." After a few years of that sort of battle, since the others would always have to leave to get reinforcements, instead of fighting, the two of you would oftentimes just sit down and talk. You had grown to love Shadow Milk. However, you figured he viewed you more as a pawn than someone to love. One day, what happened almost once or twice a month happened again, and you were left alone with Shadow Milk. And instead of sitting down, he just grabs your hand and hugs you, which surprises you. Then he nervously says, "Listener, I know this may be sudden. I know that you're likely to say no, but how would you feel about us dating?" That kind of surprises you, because you thought you'd have to be the one to ask, and you thought he'd reject you. But instead of responding, he notices that you're stunned, but have a huge grin on your face. He looks hopeful as he asks, "So, is that a yes?" Then you nod happily. After a while, the fight had resumed, as it usually did, and Pure Vanilla notices you seem distracted. So he asks, "Listener, what's going on?" Did something happen while we were gone? Are you injured? Then you smile and say, No, I'm perfectly fine, Pure Vanilla. But I don't think I understand how to fight right now. Then, since the reinforcements, along with the other ancients, are handling Shadowmilk, well, it's basically just a back and forth where almost no one's injured at all. Vanilla asks, So, what happened while we were gone? Then you say, well, basically the usual. Except now I'm dating Shadowmilk. Pure Vanilla looks at you in awe and says, I thought you two were enemies. I thought he was all of our enemies. Then you chuckle and say, well, every time you guys go to get reinforcements, I don't fight him. The two of us generally just sit and talk. It turns out we have a lot in common. Aside from the fact that he's trying to be evil, and that I'm not. After a bit, and it was clear Shadowmilk was bored. After about 15 minutes, you notice that Dark Cacao is about to stab him from behind. And so you create an HP shield around Shadowmilk, which confuses everyone because no one knew you could do that. And no one knew it was you, except for Shadowmilk. And Shadowmilk just didn't know why you did it. And then Dark Cacao asks, who did that? And you casually say, I know we're supposed to be enemies, but he's my boyfriend. I'm not letting him be killed. It surprises everyone. Then Hollyberry says, Listener, you should have better taste. He's not the boyfriend material you'd be looking for. And you chuckle and say, Oh, it's obvious you don't know me very well. After a while, you and Shadowmilk had convinced the others to allow the two of you to date. It had been about a year since you and Shadowmilk had started dating. You would still occasionally battle, but when it came to the two of you, you would just playfully spar instead of actually battling. The other ancients had noticed that you had become a lot more confident and happy. So they figured that Shadowmilk was being a good partner for you. One day, you notice that Shadowmilk's been awfully quiet. So you just go up to him, hug him from behind. Then you gently kiss his cheek and say, Hey babe, what's wrong? It's not like you to be this quiet. You usually have some snarky remark about almost anything. What's going on? Then he chuckles and says, It's nothing, hon. It's just the others have been treating you differently since we started dating. I think they're starting to hate you because of me. And you chuckle and say, You really think I care about how they feel about our relationship? Love is love, whether people like it or not. So quit worrying, hon. Then he chuckles and says, yeah, guess you're right, babe. Then he gently kisses you. After a while, the two of you had found a nice, comfortable spot in the forest so that you could be away from the other cookies. You're just cuddling, and then he just hugs you tight as he quietly asks, how'd you end up with someone like me? Then you smile and say, you mean my perfect match? Then you both fall asleep while cuddling.